Hello, this is The Big Story with Danish on Niti Central. Today is a wonderful day. It's Dr APJ Abdul Kalam's birthday. He turns 83 today. My guest today to talk about it is Dr Anantha Krishnan. He's a senior aerospace and defense journalist, also anchoring India's leading military blog called Tarmak 007 and a consulting editor with One India. Anantha, welcome to the program.
Yeah, hello, hi.
He turns, Dr Kalam turns 83 today. So, if you can just quote how his day goes by, because a lot of people are interested in it. Even I am personally. When you look at him, he's full of energy. So how does he spend his day?
Yeah, interesting. Okay, so in his own words, he is entering 84th orbit around the sun today. And, still stays awake till 1 a.m. reading and replying to all his mails. And today, I think it's the second year he is in Delhi on his birthday. Last year also he was there. Otherwise, he used to travel outside Delhi on his birthday. Today he'll be meeting all his well-wishers, and just another day in his life. That is what he told me during the interview, that early today, that, like every day matters and every moment matters to me. And he says that, he sets agenda for his entire year on the 1st of January and tries to achieve it around 60 to 70% by the end of the year. And he says, my mission never stops.
And what are his agenda for 2014?
I'm not sure, but, he sets himself some benchmarks. He hasn't shared what his agenda for the year was.
When we are at that age, and Dr. Kalam is at that age, so you regret certain things and you think that I wish I could have done that. So did you get a chance to ask those questions to him?
Yeah, interesting question, Danush. Most of the people, especially in the space, who has followed him, knows that he really regretted missing a chance to join Indian Air Force. He couldn't do that when he was young. He even has mentioned about the same in his books. But, he also carries, very interestingly, for the first time he said that another regret, because he wanted to set up a solar power plant in Rashtrapati Bhavan, so that the Rashtrapati Bhavan is self-sufficient, to produce its own energy needs, to take care of its energy needs. And he did a lot of work. He wanted to set up a 5,000 megawatt solar power plant. He got all the approvals, but the environment authorities apparently had some concern because of the historical Mughal gardens. And he did try to convince them by the time he says, his tenure was over. And he says that it will remain as another big regret in his life.
Okay. Now, Dr. Kalam is not married. And, what could be the reason? I mean, has he ever quoted that why he didn't get married?
Yeah, I think this is one question he has been now often, a lot of people asked him, and in fact it was one young girl in Singapore when he was the president, he was visiting there, she asked him in 2006 openly. He tells me that, this is a very old question, and, he has faced this question many times. Basically, he says that he is from a huge joint family, and, and his brother has got great-granddaughter. So he felt that, in such a great family, in his own words, one fellow not getting married, he says, doesn't make any difference at all. That's what he says, so to be a bachelor among the married men.
Right. And he's quite popular with the youth. So what does he say about them? He's always seen with them, interacting with them, be it on airlines or be it in school. So, his presence is always felt among the youth. What does he say?
On that. Yes, the youth, Indian youth, I would say his inspiring laboratory. And he says, he has in the last 2 decades, over 16 million Indian youth he has interacted with. And he says that, they're very energetic, they're less biased. And, they also had the urge to live in a very prosperous, safe and peaceful and developed India. And that is one of his USPs, India 2020, developed nation by then. So he says that, he is very happy that India's, the current youth will be able to transform India into a developed nation by 2020.
So his vision for India 2020 is what? That we should become one of the most developed countries in the world?
Correct, yeah. Actually he is the man who coined that, and he has done a lot of things while as the president, and even now, his very unique concept like Pura, P-U-R-A, providing urban amenities to rural areas. He wants the farmers to benefit directly, and he also wants the small-scale industries to grow. So basically, he wants to transform or pass on the technology benefits to people, to a lot of people in the rural areas. So he still hopes that if India can have a very growth-oriented investment ecosystem, he feels that, and thereby the productivity increases and thereby the export potential increases. So he still hopes that India can reach the goal of becoming a developed nation by 2020.
All right. I hope so too, which would be great for us. Anand, on that note, I want to thank you for the time and birthday wishes from Niti Central and I to Dr. Kalam. Thank you, Ananda, for giving the time.
Yeah, thank you.
The time.